Well, we are jump-starting your week at the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture.
It is the only national museum outside of the U.S. territory dedicated to interpreting the arts and culture of the Puerto Rican people. Our Jackie Kostek is getting a look at a new exhibit all about baseball. Good morning, Jackie. I would imagine Roberto Clemente is a featured player there.
Dana, Adrina, good morning to you. As if on command, Dana, take a look around. Roberto Clemente photos are all around this exhibit, and it's actually in partnership with the Roberto Clemente Museum out of Pittsburgh. So that is part of the reason that this is here in Chicago now. The exhibit is called Play Ball in the Barrios and the Big Leagues. I'm here with Billy Ocasio this morning, the director of the museum. Billy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jackie. Thank you.
Good morning. Well, our anchor mentioned that, you can't talk about baseball without talking about Roberto Clemente.
That's right.
How important is he to the story of Latinos in baseball?
Well, let me just say, Roberto Clemente was a great baseball player, but he was a greater humanitarian. So if you understand, even when he died in 1972, he died in a plane crash delivering items to Nicaragua after an earthquake. So he helped around that area, and he also helped organize the black athletes around the civil rights movement, and they did a lot of different things with major leagues, because major leagues did not respect them at the time, and they could not ride on the same bus, and they could not go to the same restaurants. So he did a lot of work around those areas.
This exhibit is not just about Roberto Clemente, though. You're telling so many other stories. How did this exhibit come to be?
Well, this is actually a partnership. We started with the Smithsonian Museum, and they had this exhibit called Play Ball, and in the Barrio and the Big Leagues. And we saw it, but we wanted to give it our own little flavor since we are a Puerto Rican museum. So we reached out to the Roberto Clemente Museum in Pittsburgh, and they joined us. And then we went to our local athletes here, local collectors here in Humboldt Park. Humboldt Park has been a place for baseball since 1950 for the Latinos and the Puerto Ricans. We have gathered here. This is where we used to celebrate during games. Families would come together. They would cook outside for each other. And so this was it. Baseball was it in Humboldt Park.
Billy, let's actually take a little bit of a walk so that we can show off that part of it, because I think it really is, it adds so much extra flavor to what we're talking about. And I mean, these pictures are all from Little League baseball teams in Humboldt Park, right?
Correct. This is all Humboldt Park leagues. We wanted to make sure that we involve the community in this, and so the community has been great in supporting this museum, but this was our way of honoring those leagues that have been here since the 50s. And so we've had a lot of the old baseball players come out and see this exhibit. We've had people come in from Puerto Rico who have retired in Puerto Rico come back here just to see the exhibit and to see the Roberto Clemente, because although everybody knows about Roberto Clemente, there's very few who have seen an exhibit about Roberto Clemente.
Absolutely. And hopefully at some point throughout this morning, we're going to tell the story of that big photo right behind us, because Billy told me the story off camera, and it's really one that you want to know. So we'll try to tell that later. But also, that is a plug to come here to the museum and explore it yourself. They are celebrating 25 years this year, so they actually are celebrating with this brand new exhibit and 2 other brand new exhibits that we'll show off throughout the morning. Ladies, a lot of reasons to come here to Humboldt Park and explore the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture. Back to you.
All right, Jackie, thank you so much. Well, we are jump-starting your week at the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture. It is the only national museum outside of Puerto Rico dedicated to interpreting the arts and culture of the Puerto Rican people. Our Jackie Kostek has a look at this Chicago gem. Good morning, Jackie.
Dana, good morning to you. The museum is actually celebrating 25 years this year. They actually started out in a trailer for about 14 years, and then they were able to open up fully in this space in 2014. I'm here with Veronica Ocasio this morning, who is the Director of Education and Programming for the museum. Good morning to you, Veronica.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having us. I have to say, we're about to show off this brand new gallery space, which is so lovely, that just opened up about 2 weeks ago. And I will say that the art, it's truly like love at first sight for me. I think you look around and everything is so colorful, but it all starts with these photographs of the artist and her grandmother, right?
Yes, it does. So Desi, the artist, brings us through her exhibit. That's her, the younger one, highlighting and honoring her great-grandmother, who she calls Abuela.
Lovely.
And it's in Abuela's house, so that introduces you to the loving exhibit that you see here that embraces you with color and imagery and just honoring her family.
Okay, so take a look around the exhibit and just sort of feast your eyes on, again, what Veronica just mentioned, the color. And all of these paintings and pieces are all around the theme of her family, right?
Her family. This is her first solo exhibit, and so she wanted to start by honoring her grandmother who taught her how to sew. So what you feel when you walk in is pure joy. Pure joy. You see vibrant colors because that's what she feels like when she's with her grandmother is joy, love, and all the different parts of her grandmother that have been passed on. So this is a call for other generations to honor your family, remember, and if you didn't have a grandmother, maybe you have another soul connection that you could honor. So it's a beautiful part of this 27-year-old young woman who honors these intergenerational relationships.
Absolutely. And how does this gallery sort of tie into your overall 25th anniversary celebration at the museum?
Yes, so thematically we're looking at really highlighting Archivo's archives and not forgetting our stories and the personal narratives of people whose shoulders we stand on. And so this is another more personal, intimate view of archiving, looking at family legacy, tradition, and not forgetting those stories.
Veronica, thank you so much for your time this morning. I really appreciate it, and it really is just so beautiful. I hope you saw even the pieces on the other side as well. There are larger format pieces, smaller format pieces, but they all really go into this theme of family and tell the same story. So really beautiful. Dana, this is the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture in Humboldt Park. Come explore it for yourself and their 25th year. Back to you.
All right, Jackie, thanks so much.
Well, next up, we're jumpstarting your week at the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture. It's the only national museum outside of Puerto Rico dedicated to interpreting the arts and culture of the Puerto Rican people. Our Jackie Kostek has a look at that Chicago gem. She's been there all morning, giving us a peek inside as well. Jackie, good morning.
Audrina, good morning to you. It is a gem, and they're actually celebrating 25 years this year. So we've been out here a couple of times during the summer as they unveiled a brand new sculpture garden and mural. So we'll show you all of that coming up next hour. But first, we wanted to talk about some of the new gallery spaces that they have in the museum, including the work of this emerging artist out of New York. We'll get to that in just a second, but I'm here with Veronica Ocasio this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So first of all, let's talk about the gift shop, because we were just over there, and you guys really celebrate the work of local Chicago artists as well by selling the work of about 23 artists, right?
Yes, it's so important to showcase them and give them a platform and a space to celebrate their creativity and a way to make money, because otherwise they wouldn't have this space.
Yes.
And so our goal for the gift shop is really to give our artisans, our local artisans, the opportunity to make a little bit of money, but also showcase their amazing talent, which you saw.
Absolutely, it really is special. This gallery space is so lovely. Talk a little bit about the current work of the artist who's in here.
Yes, Adrian Roman is a Brooklyn-based artist, and he is phenomenal. As you could see his work, and his exhibit is really about self-discovery. And he's going to take you through a journey of him learning about his identity, his migration, his family's migration story, and then learning about the history of Puerto Rico and how we are resilient people, how he wasn't taught that in school, so he believes that Archivos Vivos, living archives, should be a testament to those who don't know about our history, and that they should be encouraged to preserve these important stories.
What I think is so amazing, Veronica, about you and your husband, Billy, is that you identify these emerging artists and you're able to bring in these artists before they have made it big, so to speak. How do you do that? And how did you identify this artist?
This artist, I've been following him for a while on Instagram. And so when I saw he had an exhibit in New York at a community college, and it was aligned with our theme of archiving and preserving our stories, it was a natural fit. I reached out to him, and he was elated for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Do you have a particular favorite piece in this space?
I do. His family legacy piece right here, which talks about his maternal and paternal grandparents, but it brings us to Puerto Rico. And he starts thinking about their migration story and why did they leave Puerto Rico? What was going on at the time? So the boat is really historical pieces, newspapers that reflect that moment in time in Puerto Rico when many in the late 1950s had to migrate and leave the island because of the economic situation. Very similar to right now, that there's a large influx of more Puerto Ricans here stateside than on the island because of the infrastructure, lack of water, lack of power, and opportunity. So similar to the 1950s, again, so people can make those connections, he's making that connection and understanding why his family came to New York.
So many layers to this the piece,
yes.
And all of the pieces throughout, which are also so thematic, and they're all sort of telling a similar story or different parts to the same story. Veronica, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. This exhibit just opened up about 4 months ago. They already have 2 brand new exhibits that they opened up 2 weeks ago as well. So a lot of reasons to come here and check out the museum in Humboldt Park. Audrina, back to you.
Keith, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Well, we are jumpstarting your morning from the National Museum of Puerto Rican Arts and Culture. It recently opened a new outdoor education space and a sculpture garden, and Jackie joins us live now with a look at that. And Jackie, what a beautiful day to be out there getting a check at this.
Audrina, it's only like 9:45 right now, but man, is it warm, and it is such a beautiful day to come explore the outdoor educational garden. Actually, I sort of lied because Monday it's not open, but Tuesday you can come and start to explore it. They just opened up a couple of weeks ago, and they really built out this entire space. So I'm here with Billy Ocasio this morning, director of the museum. Billy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jackie.
I shouldn't have said come explore it today because you guys are closed today, but the rest of the week they can come and explore it. And I want to talk about how intentional it was to build the space out, because even if you look down, you sort of see the circular path and the circular path around the space. What is the intention of that?
Well, knowing that we are in one of Chicago's parks, we wanted to pay homage to a few things. One was the Taino Indians, which was part of the Puerto Rican, and we also wanted to pay attention to Jen Jensen, who was a famous landscape architect. This is called Abate. This is where the Taino Indians would gather. They would do all their communal meetings. They would have all their ceremonies. They would do them all in Abate. The Jen Jensen circle was because he got inspired by the indigenous people, the Native Americans, and so he created these council rings. And so we wanted to pay homage to both of those.
And it really is such an educational space. If you take a look behind us, you see that mural that is so long, and it really does span the history of the Puerto Rican people, not only the island, but once people started migrating to different places, including, of course, the U.S. Can you tell us the story of how you got this mural and also the story that it tells of Puerto Rico?
Well, basically, it tells the story from the 3 cultures that make up the Puerto Rican, right? The Taino Indian, the Spaniard, and the African. They make up the Puerto Rican. And so this mural, what it does is it takes you through the history of those people from Puerto Rico all the way to Chicago. So it talks about the migration. Celso Gonzalez is the famous mosaic artist who created this mural, and he takes into account every little detail that Puerto Ricans, the plane represents the migration from Puerto Rico here. You have a couple of Chicago things. You have smokestacks here, and those smokestacks are because when Puerto Ricans came to Chicago, they came to work at the steel mills and the pipeline factories. So this whole thing is an educational history lesson. You take every single part of it and give a lesson on it.
And Billy, it's such a full circle moment too, because we started upstairs in the brand new exhibit here at the museum that is focused on Puerto Ricans in baseball and Latinos in baseball in general, but we focused on Roberto Clemente this morning, and he is part of that mural, so I love it. Billy, thank you so much for your time this morning. Ladies, back to you.
Thank you.
Jackie, thank you so much for that look. We appreciate it.